I bid you all good morning, good evening, and good night, wherever you be watching this transmission. Welcome to Commonwealth, the common people, Commonwealth, the common folks. Thanks for being part of the show. Thanks for being part of the channel. Thanks for supporting and sharing these videos. And, yeah, we got a lot to talk about. Assets are getting way out of reach. Okay, like, I remember 2-3 years ago, people were posting, okay, 5 years ago, people were posting up images of homes in Vancouver that were selling for, I don't know, like $1 million and $1 million, and they were realistically probably worth 30 grand. Like, they were just junk. And now it's starting to haunt us. It's starting to come like as a nightmare. It's coming for us in the night. And what am I talking about? Inflation. No one could escape it. How do we hide it? The thing is, our governments are going to look for ways to hide this as much as possible. As much as possible. And I don't know what to say anymore. I just want to let you guys all know that we are set for a big wave of problems. Look, you guys. And we'll go from there. All right, let's go to Article Stand. Let's take a look. We'll be on the show on Mike of the Night this Saturday. Also, guys, I'm going to leave a link here for you guys to set your reminders if you don't forget. Just so you don't forget. There it is right there. Also, guys, don't forget to pick up something at the shop. Also, guys, don't follow me on Facebook. There's no point. I'm not trying to brag. I have 114,000 followers on Facebook, and 3 people saw this post, so there's no point. And, guys, if you want to send me anything, send it to me on Instagram. I'll give you my Instagram, Mike Martins Official. Send me messages here. Facebook is blocking messages. People are getting, like, they message me, and the message gets removed. And don't forget to check out artbydano.com, not your typical art. He is one of us. Check him out. Tell him that Mike Martin sent you, and he'll throw you a deal. There it is. Lots of cool stuff. Check it out. All right, what do we got going on, guys? You know, I don't even know, like, how to talk about this anymore, because it's gotten to a point where it's impossible to explain, because there's no proper way of, we're taught our whole lives how to do something, right? We're taught our whole lives, this is the right way to do things, this is the wrong way to do things, this is how you do this is how you do that. If you do the crime, you do the time. Now, you do the crime, it's forming an opinion. People are ripping people off left, right, and center, and they know they're doing it. The banks are, or if you just scratch the surface of how many broken laws just the banking system broke alone. Just the banks. You'd look and say, but I thought the banks were there for me. I thought they were here to protect the local consumer. No, they're not. Nobody's here for you. Nobody is here for you. And it's not looking good. So here it is, guys. I'm going to kind of throw this up. We're going to get a round of applause, and we're going to get a little bit of all man on this, because this is definitely all man. Here it is here. No bedroom, no bath. Scarborough house sells for over $1 million. No bed, no bath. No bed, no bath. We're going to throw an all man in there.
You're talking about all man.
I don't even know what to tell you guys anymore. There's 2 things that can mean this. 1, your money is completely worthless. Your money holds 0 value right now. Today I got a phone call from my friends. Hey, Mike, remember that stock I told you to buy 3 months ago for 7 cents? Yeah? Go check your portfolio. It's like at 40 cents today. Guess what? I don't care. I didn't even check. I haven't checked my portfolio in 2 weeks. I don't care. I don't care. It's gotten to a point now where okay, so let's say I make $1 million in the stock market, which is not that hard to do nowadays. especially if you're moving the money in the right places. It's not hard at all. Then what do you do with it? Do you buy a no bedroom, no bath for $1 million? It's worthless. Realistically, that home it's not worth maybe 15, 20 grand. So we're going to get some callers on today. We're going to figure out if I'm just severely delusional and this is just the way it is and this is the way it's been I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm going to be 100% transparent. I've been off of payroll for many years. I've been working for myself, my own little business. I had a big business in downtown Vancouver. I've been doing my own thing for many, many years. So I pay myself, I give myself a T4 through my corporation, pay myself through dividends through the company and take shares or whatever. I've been off, I guess, the working for someone for many years. Maybe this is a deal. Maybe this $1 million house, maybe there's something happening out there via payroll or what people are making or actually a lot more. Yeah. So this is a big issue. You guys have no idea how, it's so bad that I'm not trying to spread the gloom and doom here or make everybody worried or try and be the bringer of bad news. There's no explanation for this. So that's why I'm going to open up the lines early today. Add me on Mike Martin's 1980 on Skype. We need to find out what is going on. A no bedroom, no bath sells for over $1 million. I have a friend, a very, very good friend of mine, who emailed me from Venezuela. We went to high school together in Toronto. His name is Ramon. And he moved back to Venezuela 6 months ago. And I'm like, what are you doing? I heard it's really, he's like, are you crazy? He's like, I have my own military. I'm like, what? He's like, I picked up a seven bedroom, 4 bathroom ranch, okay? 2.5 hours east of Caracas. And I have like a standing military. Like I have one guy, he has a gas station. Okay, he has a gas station off the main road, and his house is way up. His gas station is there, and his gas station, he has a guy that has nowhere to live. So at night, he sleeps in the gas station when they close with a shotgun, security. Then he has another guy who's homeless who sleeps with a shotgun in some bell tower on his roof. Okay? So he has a mini army in Venezuela. He sold his house in Toronto 6 months ago. And I'm like, okay, you sold your house in Toronto, and it was a semi-detached. He got $1.4 million for it. Now, he moved to Venezuela, and he's telling me that, like, the media is really overdoing it still. Like, the people are getting by. People are bartering. People are traded in their swords for plowshares. They're working. Lots of people working the land. He says there's a ton of people in Venezuela. You could work the land all year in Venezuela. You're very close to the equator. He's got a mini army, he says. He's east of Caracas. I'm gonna the email's in Spanish, but he has nothing to worry about. He's like, he's got peach trees, he's got orange trees, he's got lemon trees, he's got bananas, tons of banana trees. They're natural, like they're just there. Tons of bananas. So yeah. So he sold it, and now he bought a place. I think he paid 13,000 American dollars for his ranch. I think it's like 35, 40 acres. So I'm not sure. He says it's partially fenced off. And off the main road, he has his own gas station. And that was all included in the purchase, right? So anyways, I kind of wanted to throw that out there. I'm going to talk to Ramon. I mean, I talked to him on Instagram. He wished me a happy birthday back in March. So I still talk to him. He's a good friend of mine growing up. He taught me how to drive standard. He was, but now he lives in Venezuela and he has a mini army with shotguns. So we got Jigsaw in the house. We got the Raven in the house. We got Ben Elites Want Your House. We need massive $10 an hour raise to catch up. And $10 an hour? Are you out of your tree? Try like $35 an hour raise. If a no like let's see this here right here.
You're talking about all man.
No bed, no bath, Scarborough house, and Scarborough is like kind of like the hood. Sells for over $1 million. $1 million. Where the hood, where the hood, where the hood at? $1 million homes in the hood at? Where the hood, where the hood, where the hood at? All right, let's move on. I have open lines right now. A bungalow. California. I'm so excited because maybe America might do something about this. Hopefully America might actually stand up and do something about this. Bungalow listed on the Toronto real estate market for nearly $3 million. Guys, this is not 3 million bolivares. That's the money they use in Venezuela, bolivares. This is not 3 million pesos. This is 3 million Canadian dollars. That is 2.4 million Canadian dollars. Where the hood, where the hood, where the hood at? So someone's saying that's a huge lot to build on. That's great. Okay. So you're going to buy this for $3 million and then with the price of lumber and nails and all that stuff and then an $800,000 to build a home. Oh yeah. Guys, we're talking all man here. We're
You're talking about all man.
Oh yeah. So I don't even know what to tell you guys. I don't even know what to tell you on the stream. I honestly don't. Nobody watches this. I don't blame them because I don't have the answers. I thought I had the answers. So I'm having a really tough time finding a 0-bedroom, 0-bath. So I try to go like maybe super cheap. And all I keep finding are homes like this. Like 5 beds, 4 baths. The cheapest things I could find. 5 beds, 4 baths. The cheapest things I could find is like this. That's in Covington, Georgia. That's a really an upcoming area for young families. I don't know. Like, you could work minimum wage and pay that. I'm just trying to figure out, like, I can't find anything with 0. I found this one was the nearest one I could find to it. 6 beds. This one's $229. There's a little built during the Civil War. It actually has real hardwood flooring. Like this is guys, this is actually real hardwood floor. This is real flooring. This is what people try to get in their house with laminates, but this is the real thing right here. That flooring is probably worth more than some homes. Like if you were to put that in a house in Canada, that kind of flooring, that Brazil wood, if you were to put that Brazil wood in Canada, you're looking at about $260,000. Oh, yeah. Check out North Carolina. Okay, I got the Carolinas here. North. Yeah, there's lots of homes here in North Carolina. I got some in Georgia here. This one's nice. Good starter family home. $298, 6 beds. This is a good one to start a family right here. 6 bedrooms. You know, have a few kids. You know, the side garage. And then you got a servant's quarter. You got 2 servants' homes. You got 2 servants' quarters on the property. And so you got the guy, one for the gardener and stuff. And then you got your library. This is not bad, too. That's not bad. $298. You're looking at about maybe $900 a month. But, you know, yeah. Yeah. I just kind of wanted to throw that out there for you guys. Niagara region is ridiculous. Are or young people are screwed. 550,000 for tiny bungalow needing total renovations. Yeah. Somebody said me to go to Texas and Florida. I mean, there's so many. I mean, I'm just trying to find something with 0 bedrooms, 0 baths. I can't find anything. So I put like 50 grand to 300 grand, and I keep getting these estates. Where the hood at? I don't even know what to tell you guys. I'm not even like. Okay, so I got some good news. So if you do own your house, guess what? Congratulations. Your house is going to go up for the next 5 years.
You're talking about all men.
Hong Kong residents transfer billions to Canada as China clamps down. So billions. So this is from March 25th this year. So there it is. Previously unreported outflows, the highest since 2012, when the earliest FinTrack records are available at the first evidence of significant flight of capital overseas from Asia to financial hub following the security turmoil. So Canada's been bidding, or actually working on getting wealthy immigrants. They've been proposing this for. They've been competing against Australia, New Zealand, and the UK. Okay. So that's the problem. Like, you can't compete with people with with billions of dollars. You're not going to do anything against it. So that's just our government's fault. And here it is here. Western investor, $43.6 billion transferred from Hong Kong to Canada. That's only in 2020. This is why we did not see a correction in prices in 2020 during the pandemic. Because of this. 2020, $43.6 billion. That's when you put that much money into a housing market, your housing market's going to go anywhere but up. We're talking about all man. Hold on, we're all man.
You're talking about all men.
And that's what happened. So you're probably wondering why prices didn't correct in Canada during the pandemic. Here it is. $43.6 billion transferred from Hong Kong to Canada in 2020. Wow. There it is. Canada's property bubble is so large. A soft landing will take 19 years. Majority of Canadians believe home prices only go up. Most will never own. Imagine working your entire life and you don't get to live a piece of the Canadian dream in your lifetime. A place to raise your family. You know, all you have to do is have a job, pay your bills, but that doesn't work anymore. Having a job means pinos. That's French. It means pinos. And there it is right there. Majority of Canadians believe home prices will only go up. Most will never own, says RBC. Good job, Canada. Canada says property bubble not great for locals, but good for foreign investors. Of course. Guys, if you don't think Canada is a autonomous region of China by now, you are in a demented foreign state of mind. We do no longer... They got to raise carbon tax. They got to raise the taxes here against us. You think these foreign investors actually care, pay the carbon? They don't pay none of this stuff. We pay it for them. We create the infrastructure for them. Our parents, grandparents, great-grandparents built this infrastructure in this country for them. We fought wars for them. We could go to hell because nobody cares. So I kind of wanted to throw that out there, you know what I'm saying? But, okay. I don't know. eBay's not working out either. Everybody wants refunds, and people don't want. They want stuff. Anyways, yeah, I got no internet at the store. I couldn't process any sales today. They're sending a guy next week. Today is Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Probably by next Thursday, somebody may be available to come and see why my internet's not working and why I can't process any debits. Anyways, it looks like it looks like
Oh,
Hey Raven, what's up, buddy? You want to talk for a bit?
again?
Hmm?
Oh, I never heard you there. You broke up.
Are you okay to talk for a bit, or what's going on?
Sure, yeah. No, was just chatting in the room there.
Yeah, I don't even know what to talk about on this show. Like, to be honest with you.
I know what to talk about. I thought of something today.
Go ahead.
The economic reset. The World Economic Forum. The World Economic Reset. They're not just talking about resetting us. This is going to reset the entire world, right? I think these guys know what they're going to do. Like they're not just figuring it out right now. These guys got a plan, right? I'm looking around and I'm seeing. I was in a train lineup the other day. It was like a traffic jam. There was like 6 or 7 trains, all intermodal Chinese trains, 2 miles long, double stack. So each train is 2 miles. There's 7. That's 14 miles of double stack. That's 28 miles of single stack semis, right? So you there, Mike?
I'm right here. I'm listening.
Yeah. So that's just in this little group of trains. We got 28 miles of single stack containers. And it's very apparent to me at work. I'm looking around going, holy crap, I'm a Chinese delivery boy. That's it. That's all I do. I deliver Chinese goods. That's all we do now. We're just Chinese delivery boys. And I'm thinking, man, they took over. They really took over. I don't get called for freight anymore. I just get these intermodal trains, which are good trains to get. They're the speed trains. They're good ones. So I'm thinking, because, man, are they ever taking over all of everything we're buying? Everything is coming from there. They're getting all the benefits of that, right? And the World Economic Reset, how's it going to play out? I'm thinking that when this thing resets, we're going to be trading our currencies for a digital yuan, because they say that they're going to have it up running by next year before the Olympics 2022. They're going to have it up and running. If we reset, which they say is coming this winter, or coming up in the fall or this winter within the next year, right at the time when the digital currencies in China are up and running, I think they may be just putting China in a position to take the helm in this economic reset. And that we're going to have to sit back and take the brunt of it because we're a collapsing nation. Our currencies, China's going to get around the SWIFT system with the digital yuan. That SWIFT system is the one thing that they're able to sanction everybody. Sanction. Well, you kicked enough people out, so now they're going to start their own thing. So they did. The digital yuan will get them around the sanctions. And if they shut and do a reset of all the debts and everything, I think that maybe because they are taking over. I can see it at work. They're taking over. And we are pretty much practicing communism right now. Don't buy this. Don't do this. Go here. Can't do that. Can't do this. It's like they're preparing us for their system. Do you understand? Like, I'm just kind of rocking that around in my head, I'm just trying to make sense of this economic reset, the World Economic Reset. I think that they're going to play China into that economic reset as taking the ball and running with it. I think China's going to be, and they're going to hand it to them, because the people who are actually calling the shots they're not sworn to Canada or America. They're not honorable to any country. They're bankers, So I'm thinking that China is going to be the one on top of that economic reset. And There's more to I'll have to figure out on that, but I think there's something to do with that. China's going to come out on top of the economic reset. I just have this feeling something to do with that, and China is in position, and they're going to break the news to us when this reset comes. That's all. I'm just kind of thinking on that. I'm not quite all done on what I'm trying to figure out there. It's a lot. So there's a lot of guesswork, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Because they don't tell us anything.
They don't. They never will. Our job is to figure it out, and when we figure it out, we get shut down and we're called a racist.
Yeah.
So let me ask you, since you're on the phone with us, here it is right here. No bedroom, no bath, Scarborough House, and Scarborough's like the hood.
Yeah, in Toronto, yeah, Scarborough, yeah.
So it's $1 million. So can you maybe give us a little insight of what our money may be worth? Because if that's going for $1 million, that means an average typical home in a good area, you're looking at $4, $5, $6 million. But the problem is the average person takes home after tax 37, 40 grand after tax home. How does one figure this out?
You know what? Canada or Toronto and Vancouver, like they were always taken off in values in that. But you know what I think an indicator is? Look at Winnipeg. Look at these towns that never really were crazy like that. Now we're starting to catch up. I think that tells you that you're long in the tooth for a currency devaluation. Long in the tooth when the mediocre houses like in Winnipeg, like we're starting to have these like exponential increases of 100 grand. That kind of tells you that this thing's moving along, you know. But Vancouver, Toronto, like, man, they were always way up there, you know. But now that we're moving, like, I'm looking at selling. I'm going to try and time this. I want to dump this last property and see if I can time it. I'm either going to time it or I'm going to be out of the market for you.
So my friend Ramon, I went to high school with and graduated through the same year, and he taught me how to drive standard. He taught me how to drive, basically. He basically moved to Venezuela 6 months ago. He has he owns a gas station, 2.5 hours, I think, east of Caracas. I got to make sure. And 2.5 hours east of Caracas and off a major highway, and he's got a gas station there. And then you go further up his land, he's got like a ranch, like 7 or 6 or 7 bedrooms, and he's got like 20, 30 acres, and he has like a mini militia, like guys with he has a police officer for the town he's in that sleeps in the gas station at night when they close.
Yeah, but the gas station, you don't really have to pay for gas there. If you got money, you give them some money. If you don't, they just say, okay, well, whatever. You don't really have to pay. I watched a show on that. The guy pulls up and he goes, oh, I have no money. He goes, okay, it's okay, just go. It's that cheap, eh?
Yeah,
it's super cheap.
But I'm saying, but he has like groceries and stuff there too, right?
Yeah, that's a whole nother thing. Like, yeah.
So he's got he has a police officer who's like kind of homeless, but he's like legitimate go to work, and he sleeps in the gas station at night when they close.
Yeah, you got to be able to protect your stuff. So Catherine Austin Fitz said, "Hey, you can have all the money and gold and everything you want, but you don't got an army to protect it."
Yeah. But they all have shotguns for some reason. They don't have like in Venezuela, like a lot of they said they don't have those like AR-15s and those kind of guns. They usually deal with shotguns mostly.
I think they lost most of their guns there. I think they gave them back, which is whole nother deal.
Okay, what about this other deal? Speaking of deals, a bungalow listed in Toronto real estate market for nearly $3 million. And then somebody said, well, there's lots of land there to build. So with the price of lumber right now, you're looking at $1 million to build anything.
Is anybody looking around to what's going on out there? No? Is anyone really looking around? Like, look at the Dow. What's it at? 87? Did it crack 34,000 today? It was at 32 when Biden got elected. It was at 16,000 when Trump got elected. You don't think doubling the Dow in 4 years, when it took 100 years to get it to go up 1,000 points, you don't think doubling it 16 grand in 4 years is a problem? Those are asset prices taking off, skyrocketing. Look at the housing. Look at the cryptos. Look at the equity markets. Everything. It's melting up. Everything is melting up. Man, if you people like, hey, you got to step back and look at this and go, holy crap, the whole world is greedy, man. Everyone's greedy. The shoeshine boys telling me what stocks to buy. Holy crap. Yeah, we're getting there. So how much longer do we go? A year? Maybe? I don't know.
Well, apparently, according to this, and this is what I'm feeling. I'm not feeling good about this one. This is it right here. That this could go on apparently now with the $43.6 billion transferred from Hong Kong to Canada in 2020. This is what actually kept our housing market going up during the supposed decline. We were supposed to have a decline during COVID, but this kept our housing market going up. But the problem with this is we didn't see the correction where we were supposed to see. We saw the correction in jobs where everyone lost their job. We saw the correction in many other things, right? Where more people are becoming homeless due to the loss of jobs. But we're not seeing the correction in housing. So housing isn't seeing the correction, so the prices aren't balanced to obviously lower incomes, right? So we're not seeing that balance. It's just one graph is taken off, the other one's going to the ground, and that's the problem we're facing right now.
Oh, I think we're facing a few problems, Mike.
Well, no, but it all stems from housing in the end. Oh, the markets, the price of food, it all has to do with housing, Raven. If you have to pay 80% of your income just to pay for a shelter, you're not going to afford to buy food, Raven. You're not going to afford to pay car insurance. You're going to have a tough time finding your way to work. It's housing. If housing is affordable, let's say the average house goes for $266,000, $300,000, where it should be, and we stop depending on foreign money for coming in to boost up our GDP, then we could all be kind of hunkering down, not too worried about, if we do lose our jobs, we have at least 6 months to a year in reserves. We're not too, you know what I'm saying, Raven? But everything we make goes towards our shelters. Everything we make goes towards feeding ourselves. And it was never like that.
How are they doing in Turkey right now? And Lebanon? And Iraq and Iran, Afghanistan, Venezuela, Argentina. How are they doing? How are those countries doing? They're not doing so good. They're all collapsing. And then you go over to LA and California and look at the tent cities, and they're growing every day. When do we hit critical mass here?
There
Protect
is
your
one
wealth.
sector of the
You want to start gambling in the housing markets and shit like that? It's a little late in the game here.
Well, Amerifornia is happening. America's several years behind Canada. So here it is. A ton of bidding wars going on as North Texas housing market hits higher gear. So this was sent to me from someone in Texas that watches our show, and they're saying that housing is going over $300,000 mark. No one's ever seen that before. It is nuts in North Texas because you could pick up something in North Texas for under 80 grand, but now not anymore. North Texas home prices surge to unheard of levels, passing the $300,000 mark. It's crazy. Grocery chains offering additional bonuses for employees amid lockdowns. Okay. And what else we got here? Radical new Bitcoin price model reveals when shock Bitcoin rally could peak. So they're saying that a Bitcoin could be at $100,000 by August.
My brother listed his rental property for sale today. Within 45 minutes, he had 11 showings. 11 showings already booked in 45 minutes.
Doesn't matter. I could beat that right now. I'm beating that.
I'm just saying.
I'm
45 minutes of being on the market.
Buddy, I'm beating that. I'm going to beat it right now. Ready? No beds, no baths. Scarborough sells for over $1 million, less than 48 hours on the market, and sold for $50,000 over asking for $1,050,000. There you go. You can't beat that. I don't think no one in the world can beat that.
There's a realtor out east. I can't remember where it was. 86 showings she had for a house, and they didn't even take the highest. They didn't even take the highest bid. They took a person who could pay 100% in cash with no disclosure agreement, all paperwork in place. Here you go. Here's your money. And it wasn't even the highest bid, but 86 people bidding on that house.
Wow.
I know. And they didn't even take the highest bid. They took a guaranteed cash, probably an investor. So, yeah. Unbelievable. And that's another thing. You're going against these old people with, like say in their 50s and that, and then they got 200, 300, 400 grand to put down on, say, a $600,000 house. And,
why would anyone in that age range going to buy something like that?
Well, they got 400 or 500 grand. They can almost pay it off. But the thing is, they're going against these people that are getting these mortgages, these young kids, and they're just getting approved for 700 or whatever, and they're betting the table. And these older people who have only got so many earning years left, they can't compete against that. These kids are going to just be in debt for decades and decades and decades. But the old people, they can't take on that much debt, so they lose the houses to these kids who are taking out big mortgages, right, on credit.
I think a lot of it has to do with foreign money too. 45 billion, huh?
Yeah, sure, yeah.
It's right here. And you know what? This is global news.
It's like Martin, the prime minister there. He put all our eggs into the oil basket. He didn't diversify, and then when oil tanked, we were screwed. We lost $14 billion in revenue in the first year when oil tanked. Should have been diversifying. Should have been figuring out how to get manufacturing back. Should have been working at it. Should have been working at it. So, and now you got a drama teacher there. What are you gonna do?
I just don't think there's no value in our. I feel so bad for. Okay, I have a toy store.
That's your currency collapsing. That's the value of a $20 bill is now a $5 bill.
No, two. You knock off a zero.
Yeah, it's what can you do with it?
Mexico did that for reinflation to reinflate the economy and deflate the bubble. They actually had to knock off a zero off every peso bill in the 80s. So if you had 1,000 pesos, it was 100. And a lot of people lost like huge amounts of wealth to that. So if you have $1 million Canadian, you knock off a zero, it goes, what is that? What does that make it? You knock off $1 million, a zero, that's what? 100, 900? No, 100? I don't know. I'm out to lunch. $100 would be $10. So $1 million, yeah.
You know what? Like in 2019, we were following everything, man, and it's just so much to follow now. And there's so, like, why did Jeff Bezos step down of Amazon? They're coming out with automated stores for food.
I know. And then now they got this guy here in Texas. What's his name? Let me see here. Elon Musk's star-based plans are influencing the Texas housing market. I think they need to find cover-ups of why the price of housing is skyrocketing. And just like they did in Seattle when housing doubled in 2018 in Seattle because foreign investors went down there to buy after Vancouver put the foreign buyers tax on, they were blaming the tech workers, and the tech workers had nothing to do with the prices skyrocketing that high. Hello? Raven? Guys, we lost the Raven. Hello? Raven? We lost him. I hope he's okay. I don't know. Let me see if I want to get Owen back. I haven't had Owen on the show in a while. And I want to see, I hope he picks up the phone. Come on, pick up Owen.
You're talking about all men.
I don't know what to say anymore, guys. I don't know what to. I don't know what to, or how to say it anymore, or how to make sense of it anymore. Let's see if we can call some random guys. Add me on Skype. Mike Martins 1980. Mike Martins 1980 on Skype. Call into the show. Let me know what you think. what you feel or what you think about what is happening with this, because this, my friends, is a major issue. No bedroom, no bath house sells for over $1 million, and I don't know why no one's protesting this. Somebody's calling. I'm reading the comments. I've been trying to reach you. A lot tougher to get to the president. I just had somebody in the comments say, "Do not say you're harder to reach than the effing president." So I just said it.
I'm sure I'm not.
Okay, I got one article here, and I just want you to comment on it and what you think. Okay, ready, Stephen? Guys, this is Stephen Williams from the Stephen Williams Show channel. Here it is. No bedroom, no bath. Scarborough house sells for over $1 million. No bedroom, no bath.
Yeah, man. Well, as you were saying in one of your video, it's ridiculous what's happening. But you've been saying it for years, haven't you?
Yeah.
I mean, that's your specialty, and what you're saying is true, man. But Mike, I am sorry for people who want to get into the market. Those are the people I'm sorry for. People who are in the market and see their prices going up, we're not so concerned. But we're concerned about new people who want to get in and just can't get in, because what is happening, it's ridiculous. Even my area is the same thing is happening. Well, it's not as bad, but I mean, prices are just going up like crazy. And as you say, it's all about inflation,
You think they're doing a good job to actually hide this inflation in Canada? Because if you could buy a no bedroom, no bath for $1 million, that's about 700,000 American dollars. That is a lot of gravy. And I'm looking at like beds. I can't even find a house to match that one here. Like all I'm finding is 7 bedrooms, 8 bedrooms here in the States, 6 bedrooms. I'm finding entire plantations. I'm finding houses in the woods, like cottages. I can't find anything for no bedroom, no bath, unless I buy land.
Yeah, so I wonder who is it though that are buying buying these properties at these ridiculous prices. Who is it that have those type of money? As you mentioned a lot of time, it looked like there's still the money laundering thing that is happening in this country, eh?
Well, it's not money laundering considered anymore, because this article I'm going to bring up the article that unlocks everything right here. Here's the article. I'm going to read the headline. Hong Kong residents transfer billions to Canada as China clamps down. Now, there's the other article that goes in depth. 43.6 billion transferred from Hong Kong to Canada in 2020. Stephen, this is why we did not see a correction in the housing market in 2020 during the pandemic, because the amount of money that came into our housing market just dominated, right? And it says that this year, this 2021 numbers are not out yet, but they're saying it's just over 20 billion already, and we're just past March.
Wow. But you know what it is? It is also creating a crisis. And let me tell you what crisis it's creating. I wanted to sell the other day and relocate further towards the falls, the Niagara Falls, where I think all the amenities that I need is closer in that area. But when I see if I sell mine, I don't know, I can't get back into the market unless I'm going to have another a big mortgage. So so a lot of people who maybe want to sell realize that if they sell, they probably can't buy back anything unless they're going to take on a big mortgage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it is creating a crisis of people who want to sell, but you can't buy back anything, So it's not really good for it doesn't make a vibrant market and sell and resale and all of that.
I think I think what the governments are saying, the locals could just go straight to hell because we don't care, right? Because our economy is heavily based on housing anymore. That her husband, who's been here for 14 years, is getting deported back to Portugal. And so she emailed me and she called the news, and the news are not allowed to cover any more Portuguese deportations from the province of Ontario, right?
But what's the reason they're being singled out?
Was that?
What's the reason they're being singled out?
Well, I don't know. They shut down. When I was in high school, they took us down to the gymnasium if we spoke Portuguese and waited for our parents to come with paperwork, and they put us on a plane right then and there. They don't even let us go home and pack a bag. So this is weird, and the reason why I'm on this is because they deported 47,000 families in 2006 and 2007 of Portuguese descendancy in Ontario, but they bring in people with money to come in and buy out our housing. Was it because the Portuguese came in, work construction, built the infrastructure? We don't need the Portuguese anymore, so we get rid of them so we could sell the housing to foreign investors.
Well, that can be legal for them to just pick up.
Of course it's legal, because they're doing it to the Portuguese. They're not doing it to like a culture that could be offended. You know what I'm trying to say? So
it doesn't matter who they're doing it to, Mike. That can't be legal.
Well, they shut down Dufferin Mall on Dufferin and Dupont. You know Dufferin Mall. I don't know if it's way downtown Toronto on Dufferin and Dupont.
Mm-hmm.
They shut down the entire mall for a whole Saturday afternoon. You couldn't get in and out of the mall and you had to prove you weren't Portuguese. And they deported 2 people back to Portugal.
When was that?
That was in 2008.
Oh. So they have a thing against Portuguese then?
I don't know why. But then they bring in billions of dollars from I had a lady recently, and then I have an article I could bring up, entire family being deported back to Portugal during pandemic. I could bring up the article here. So I don't know what's happening, Steve. Like, there's selective. So when people say, "Oh, Mike, what do you have against Chinese coming in?" It's like, no, I have no problem with people coming in the country. I have a problem with why do they remove people from the country they don't like, and then bring in the ones they like. It makes no sense, Stephen.
So you mean, well, but I can't wrap my head around it. There must be some underlying explanation why they would single out a certain set of people for bad treatment like that.
Here it is. CBC News. Here it is. CBC News. This is from February 7, 2021. Family facing deportation from Canada say return to Portugal puts our lives at risk. Entire families being deported. They're racing against the clock this day in Canada. So it's not just them. There's many people that email me, Stephen, saying, yeah, they're deporting us next week and last week and the week before.
But on what grounds? Why? What did they do?
I don't know, man. A lot of them have been in Canada for 15, 20 years.
Are they here illegally? Did they commit a crime? What I don't understand. They can't just take you up and deport you if you're a citizen.
Well, they're not citizens. They come, they apply for work visas, they get the work visa, they apply for citizenship, but they're denied to stay permanently. And a lot of them end up marrying and staying here, but then they have to separate the family. The family gets separated, right?
It has to be something like that.
Yeah, it's been going on for years. This thing with the Portuguese has been happening since like 2000, 2005, 2006. But this is what I'm not understanding. They get rid of entire families, and but then they just open the door to billions of dollars to bring in, and then destroy the fabric of our society. $43.6 billion in 1 year, Stephen, in 2020, in 1 year, does not help out our housing market. It actually destroys the fabric of our society. And you said it with your own words, Stephen, your own words, that housing needs to be tied to wages.
Mm-hmm. Right. That makes sense.
You said that with your own words.
It's just, what I think, Mike?
Mm-hmm.
What goes up must come down. It's just a matter of time before the dominoes come crashing down, because soon the interest rate can't stay forever low, and soon they'll have to jack it up, and that's when you're gonna see the real reality, when it's gonna strike some people that are buying these ridiculous prices. But you see, everybody is into People don't know where to put their money to invest money these days. So that's the only little avenue people seem to be making some money in real estate and maybe Bitcoin and those things. So I think that could be one of the problem. They have this money, they don't know where to put it. The stock market is a failure. So people are just buying and maybe flipping, or just buying and hoping that the price will continue to go up. And they it's just the way that I guess the only way out right now for some people. But I think it's as you rightly say, it is all very destructive to the society in general, because little from this, it's gonna come crashing down. It has to. There has to be a correction, but you just wait until the serve is over, and the thousands of people that are losing their jobs on a regular basis, from the airline and you name it, the businesses that are closing down. We soon have a reality check, my friend.
Yeah. I'm afraid, Stephen, what's going to happen, are you ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
Will be transitioned to universal income. Universal basic income will be auto-transitioned. But
one, please. I used to think that it was a good idea, but you imagine I hear they're saying $1 a month. Tell me, what the hell are you gonna do with that? Is your home gonna be free?
They said 1,000. Wasn't it 2,000 a month?
Huh?
Was it 2,000 a month or?
No, well, maybe 2,000 Canadian, but I think in the US is 1,000 US. They're saying
okay, 1,000 US. Like we could look at the homes we're looking at here. You could buy this house that looks like the White House for $298, and your estimated payment is $960 a month. That's it, and then
yes, but what are you going to? What about the rest of bills that we have?
No. I'm being kind of sarcastic about that, because if you look at the picture of the house, it looks like the White House for real. Mm-hmm. You can't even buy that in Canada. You can't even buy a parking spot in that house in Canada for $500,000. But I don't know what's going to happen, Stephen. I really don't know what to say anymore on this show, because it's gotten to a point where if people are outside burning cars and protesting over what bathroom they need to use or whatever, and they don't even know how we are allowing people to dump billions of dollars in our country in 1 year, then I don't know what to say anymore, Stephen. I don't even know what to say, how to address this issue anymore, because it's way beyond repair.
It is. Yeah, I saw you talking about the 53% of Canadians now is $200 away from bankruptcy or something like that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was watching your show the other day. I tell you, it is, and it's nothing new. They have been saying that for a while, but they are the ones who are screwing up the economy, and it's only gonna get worse, because after this thing is over, the free money and they have waived people payment for a few months. When it's time for, and remember, Mike, it's not like they're saying that, okay, we are going to be sponsoring you for 6 months, and you don't have to pay back that money. When the 6 months is up, my friend, you're going to have to pay back that money, that you owe. So it's not like they're giving you a free lunch, eh? Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're going to still have to. I mean, they're claiming that we're all in this thing together. Now, if we're all in this thing together, everybody should take a hit by not by like the banks. If you have a mortgage, it is just zero. You pay nothing. You understand what I'm saying? The power companies, zero. You pay nothing. We should not be asked to. People are out of their jobs, and you're still asked to pay. Pay out of what? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Don't you see it's crazy?
Mm-hmm. Because the problem is there isn't a private sector that's supporting this anymore. right? I could understand if all the small businesses were still opened and they were paying, they're paying their taxes like they do, and then they would take the tax money that people are sending in with their PST, their GST, all their payroll admittance and all that, and they would take that money and then start giving it to people that needed the most, type of thing. But we don't even have any small businesses open it that are actually sending in remittance. Well, where's the money coming from? Heaven?
So what's the situation with your business now? Have it been sorted out or no?
No, my business has no internet. I called today and I couldn't use my debit machine, so I had to turn away a lot of people, and I apologized. And some of them walked to the bank.
Cash?
Yeah, some of them walked to the bank and get cash, and then some of them said they'll come back another time. No big deal. And I called the internet. They can't find it. They try to solve it over the phone. They have to send a technician. They said the technician will be there sometime next week. And there's nothing I could do. I can't even inventory my stuff. I can't put my stuff on my website. I can't even, I can't catalog. I can't do anything. So I'm stuck.
Did you know that, just on another side note, did you know that Mike Channel got 2 strikes?
For what?
The first one, I was doing some heat, and I said, this is how I avoid, the big C.
Yeah. Okay.
And they give my channel an immediate strike. And the other one, I was doing like what you call it now, comparison between the Bible's mark of the beast in Revelation and what is happening, and I was showing people the comparison of how similar what is happening is to the prophecy.
Mm-hmm.
I was talk about, because I mentioned that they have to jab you with something to be able to fulfill that prophecy, just like they're doing with the big V,
Mm-hmm.
And right away I got, so within about 2 weeks or less, I got two strikes on my channel. I appealed one of them because I say, as a person who from time to time use my Bible to interpret current events, that mean they're putting now a leash on all preachers or all teachers of the Bible, because if I say I want to do an analogy or a comparison, what is the big deal there? Since when are we not allowed to do a biblical interpretation of what is happening in light of current events? I haven't heard back from them yet.
Guys, this is the Stephen Williams channel. I put a link in the thing for you guys to subscribe. He's almost at 25,000 subscribers. Let's get him up there. And he's got some good videos up there for you guys to follow. And Steve, you're 100% on the ball with everything you're saying, but why aren't we using basic? We're not using. You know how when we're growing up, we're taught how to do the right thing and then do the bad thing and what you should stay away from. They're doing the wrong thing left, right, and center, and we are they're getting away with it.
Well, that is the problem, and that's exactly the problem. I mean, what I see happening these days, people just having these marches. Don't we see they're yielding absolutely nothing? Mm-hmm. And if it's only a few thousand people are marching, that means nothing to them. If the entire society don't come out and hit out against what's happening, I don't believe we're going to accomplish anything. And so they are pushing the anvil further and further every day. Can you believe it's over a year that we have been going through this BS?
It's so much BS, dude. And I'm on your channel right now. I'm doing your exercise video, keeping indoors, keeping safe, keeping fit. And this is how you keep your sanity, people. Stay fit, stay, if you got to stay indoors.
Yeah.
I love that video, by the way. But you got a lot of videos here to check out, guys. And I'm trying to find the video you're saying. I'm seeing day out in Burlington. Shocking statement from, amazing revelation on this deception. A shocking brief look at Jewish history. I'm just trying to see if there's anything here. But I guess they took the videos down.
Yeah, they did.
Oh.
They've been, oh man, they've been cleansing. And it's not just my channel. There's a lot, so many guys. At least I have one strike to go. But there are so many channels that have been demonetized. They have been sabotaging the. You know what I noticed too, Mike? Tell me if you notice on your channel. Like under your video, you may get a comment and then you see it just disappear. You get a like and you see a few of them disappear. And sometimes I get like a notification, right? There's a video that I have that does over 6 million views. It's a musical video. And I noticed that when somebody comment now, it's no longer under the video. It's just I just see the notification. I'm able to reply to the person, but it's not recorded under the video itself. So I don't know how that is possible because it's supposed to be under the comment is supposed to be under my video. You get what I'm saying? Have you ever seen that happen to any of your videos?
Yes.
It's like you're only seeing it in the notification that Mike sent a comment or made a comment and blah blah blah, and you're able to click on the notification and maybe click a like and thing. But when you go under the actual video, the comment is not there.
No, I know. I've seen that many times, and I got a lot of bots that follow me too. A lot of bots, they follow me, and I think they're following me on purpose. Like, YouTube is so cringy when it comes to that. They don't even subscribe to you. They just follow your channel so they see what you're putting up there. Yeah. This year I'm actually down 700 subscribers for the year on my channel.
Dude, I keep saying to you, your channel, my channel, a lot of channel, we're not getting the fear with the content that you push out from time to time. You should be ranking very high because you're discussing things that are actually happening, and it's some of the same thing that they discuss on the mainstream media about housing.
Well, they're talking about it now in the mainstream media. We were talking about this for long, but the mainstream media is saying, "Oh, this is normal. Are you racist?"
Yeah. I hate to know that this is the new normal.
I don't want this to be the new normal.
For us to just sit home and watch Netflix and watch YouTube videos. And you know what's amazing? That when I go on my smart TV, the other options of the other apps, you have to basically download or subscribe or pay a monthly fee. But YouTube is free. Because really, to be honest with you, I just want to be out. If you notice, these days I've not been posting. If I can do better, I would just avoid YouTube altogether, Google altogether. So I don't even use their search engine any longer. I use DuckDuckGo because I'm trying to protect my integrity. I'm trying to protect whatever I can protect. This data farming that they're doing. They're going to use back against us when the time comes. So, I wish.
You know what? If I'm deemed a traitor or deemed whatever for speaking my mind or discussing what's happening in current events, then I there's no point in me being here anymore. Then alive, so to say. There's no point. What's the point then? Sorry
for you when they start to use the credit score and call us bad citizens, like how they threaten me that if you like when a mother or a father is talking to a child, if you do it again.
I never got that. I got the stare from my parents.
So that's where we are, my friend. I tell you, but as I've always said, everything is just for a time. So let them have their fun. It's all everything is temporary.
Pendulum will swing back.
Yeah, everything is. I'm just surprised that people aren't pushing back.
They're rioting over which bathrooms they're allowed to use.
Yeah. The people, I don't know, but they probably have dumb us down to the point where we have just become submissive. Because what can you do? I mean, look in the States. Those guys, I'm surprised that everybody's just taking it in, and nobody's really rebelling the way America can rebel because they're well armed and all of those things. I'm surprised everybody's just going along with this fiasco that we're having. It's just absolutely destructive. The amount of destruction that they are doing in the name of this thing, and the amount of freedoms that is being taken from us on a daily basis. That I was watching a CNN interview the other day, and this girl was saying, "Oh, you got we got to. They can't have their freedoms until they get the V." Yeah,
the V. Yep. And apparently now they're saying for you to renew your driver's license, you need to get the V.
Don't tell me that.
I heard it yesterday, and it's actually a few.
But look here, in spite of the fact that, see, even today, Johnson & Johnson has problems. Yeah, this AstraZeneca has problems. Blood clotting, people are dying. And you must still go and get it. Now, come on. Tell me now, aren't we being led by a bunch of psychopaths? Don't you see how we're...
Well, we don't even have to do that. We don't even have to go there, Stephen. If we live in a society where they ban plastic straws, but they give out free needles, we're screwed.
Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, we are. These must be the signs of God's coming, man. It can't, because there's no way, man. This is total slavery, enslavement you're talking about. Yeah? Mm-hmm. It's total control and enslavement of the population when you're going to tell me I must risk my life. And on top of that, I mean, I don't know if you watch a video. I think I did a video the other day when I was mentioning that
this cannot be right, what they are doing?
I think that when I mentioned that if you're doing a hot dog stand in my area, it's a small town like yourself, guy. And if you're doing a small hot dog stand, they require you to have 2 million liability insurance coverage for the city and whatever. And I say, well, if I gonna do a hot dog stand, it's not a life and death thing. The most can happen, I maybe give somebody something and maybe it was spoiled or whatever. But you're telling me I need to have 2 million liability insurance coverage. And you're telling me that this big pharma, they are basically jabbing people, and a lot of people have died. A lot of people have been injured for life. And you're telling me that they are totally indemnified from any liability. Now, how can you tell me that this is normal? Unless you're a psychopath, that this can be normal.
I know.
Huh?
I know.
A $1 billion company have zero liability, giving something that can cause life and death.
But a hot dog stand needs $2 million liability.
Huh?
But a hot dog stand needs more liability.
$2 million liability, and a big $1 billion company, zero liability. So they can give you what the hell ever, kill you off, nothing comes out of it. Just another one. That's another one. The commoners die. Their life is not important. They're like mosquitoes. Like seriously?
Mm-hmm.
Don't you see we're screwed? As you said, we're screwed.
Mm-hmm. We're toast.
And who are the people? And this, I had to look at my wife. We heard it. We had to look at each other and say, no, this is madness. Total madness.
Yeah.
I too am out of words.
I don't know what to say anymore. I don't even know how to, make sentences and like I'm out of, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's anyways.
And
all right.
They're curtailing what we say online now. Huh? Mm-hmm. They're trying their best. They're censoring on YouTube. They're censoring on Facebook. They're censoring on Twitter. So you can't even speak your mind again.
Mm-hmm.
Before they ban you, and then before you know it, that you're off the scene. Nobody hears from Mike. Nobody hears from Stephen again, and they have silenced you. That is the danger when you silence. Because I've said it before. If you go back in history, As far back as you can go, information war has always been a problem. If it's the Dark Ages, the Bible was hidden from the people by the Catholic Church. They did not want people to know the truth of salvation, that the just must live by faith rather than works and paying the priests.
Yeah.
If you go back in Germany, they were identifying people with a armband.
Right.
So the same way they're trying to identify and isolate people who won't take the vaccine.
I understand. It's getting to that, and it's
fascism. That's where we're under right now. Communism, fascism. No way around it.
Yeah. I think, it's fascism. Communism would be a bit different. Communism, they just come and get you at the house and remove you immediately. Where fascism, they kind of slowly bring it in and kind of indoctrinate you. Fascism, everyone has a chance to be a fascist, but with communism, you're like kind of picked, so you got to watch out. Yeah. So, anyway, Stephen, I'm gonna let you go. It's been a good 30 minutes talking to you and good catching up to you, brother.
30 minutes already?
It's 30 minutes, dude, and 1 minute, 31 minutes.
All time goes fast, man.
Yep.
Jeez.
Yep.
Yeah, man. Nice to hear from you, Mike. Anytime, my friend.
Irie, man.
Yeah, man.
We'll talk soon.
I'm actually on your show right now. I didn't. I was ashore. I thought you were just giving me a personal call. So I'm on your show, eh?
Yeah, of course you're live.
Oh, okay. Wow. I figured. I wasn't 100% sure.
All right, Stephen. God bless you, okay?
Yes, man. Keep trekking.
All right. That is Stephen Williams. All right, let's go over the headline news today. No bed, no bath. Scarborough house sells for over $1 million. Bungalows listed in Toronto real estate market for $3 million. Here, you could buy this 6-bedroom, 6-bath, 4,400 square feet for $299 in the United States, built during the Civil War. So what you pay on interest in that other house, you could just buy this free and clear. Hong Kong residents to transfer billions to Canada as China clamps down. 43.6 billion transferred from Hong Kong and Canada in 2020. Record capital transferred from Hong Kong to Canada last year. Family facing deportation from Canada to Portugal during the COVID-19. And where was that main story here? Canada's property bubble is now so large, a soft landing will take 19 years. How long would this landing take? I want a first-time caller to call in. First-time caller. If you haven't called into this show before, today's your turn to call in. Add me on Skype, Mike Martins 1980. I got to get ready for work. Your show is amazing. When was this? Was this today? It was great. I just want, when are you going to have Tony back on? You know what? I want to call Stell. Toronto. Let's see if he picks up. Stell was leaving Canada in a hurry because of what's happening. So he's moving to Cyprus. Let's see if he got out of Canada. Let's see if he picks up his phone. He's not picking up. All right. I'm going to ask him if he's okay. His Skype is turned off. So his Skype is turned off here. So I can't get a hold of him. I'll see if I could call. See who I could call here. Let's see who's around. Let's bug Dominic down in Mexico. Dominic, I gotta hear from Dominic down in Mexico because he escaped Canada when he saw the poop hit the fan here in Canada. He left Vancouver and he made his way down to Mexico. So I kind of want to see where he's at right now. No, he's not picking up either. Let's see if he picks up. He's not picking up either. Everybody, it's a gorgeous day. I mean, it's like 25 degrees outside, so everybody's outside. Everybody's outside enjoying life, is what they're doing. Raven said he's buying thousands of rounds. Come on, I want to get a first-time caller. Okay, we got Sandy here from the United States. Wants to add me on Skype. Let's call. Let's see if Sandy picks up. It's ringing. It's ringing. Nope. Nobody available. So that was Sandy that just tried to add me on Skype and is not picking up right now. Let's see who else we got here. Who's available? Add me to Skype, guys. Mike Martins, 1980. Oh, sorry, can't talk now. Okay, no big deal. No worries, Sandy. Don't worry about it. I don't blame everybody for being out and about tonight. It's a beautiful day outside today, but let's, we're in a heap of trouble. Ton of bidding wars going on in North Texas. Housing market hits high gear. Amerifornia, baby, here we come. And this one you got to pay $5. And it says basically, North Texas home prices surged to unheard levels. People are paying over $300,000 for a house there. It's crazy, man. Bitcoin's going crazy too. Victim loses nearly $350,000 in Bitcoin fraud, says Stratford Police. They never mention how man in poverty that bought Bitcoin for $1 is now selling his Bitcoin for 60,000 or 70, whatever it is. They never mention. They always mention how somebody got defrauded on Bitcoin. And watch out! Put your money in housing. That's what you got to do. You buy a 0-bedroom, 0-bath for $1 million. That's 700 large American. That's 700 large. Let's keep going here. Florida real estate. Florida's housing market continued its momentum in February, but higher interest rates could factor going forward, said 2021 Florida realtors. There it is. It's gonna California. Everything. No bedroom, no bath in Florida. $17,000. No bedroom, no bath in Scarborough. $1 million. So this was sent to me. Alabama city tops national list for affordable high-end condos. I shouldn't probably say that out loud. Alabama's housing inventory reaches record low in February. Prices spiking. Oh my God, the median home price in Alabama went up to $191,000, an increase of 13.1% since 1 year ago. Wow. So the median price in Alabama is $191,000 for a detached home. Oh my God, that's a lot of money in Alabama. Report says that return of foreign buyers immigration could shift Vancouver housing market into hyperdrive. This is from 3 days ago. Hyperdrive, $3 million, 1-bedroom condo. The problem is the border is closed with America, so the Canadians can't escape. You see how clever that is? Do you see how clever that is? But we could go to China. During the whole pandemic, I could get on a plane and go to China during the pandemic. But I can't go to Houston. I can't go to Dallas. I can't go to New York City. But I could go to Shanghai. I could go if I want to Wuhan if I wanted to and not have an issue. So I kind of wanted to throw that out there for you guys. I don't know. I'm pretty crazy that nobody sees what's happening. Report says return of foreign buyers immigration could shift Vancouver housing market into hyperdrive. Okay, we're going to get into all man here.
You're talking about all man.
Yeah. Amerifornia is coming. I think the reason why someone's asking me, why am I so excited about Amerifornia? Someone asked me if I'm excited to see people go homeless, excited to see the price of housing go up. No. I believe that maybe America might stand up against Amerifornia and stop it from happening. I really hope that someone could stand up against Amerifornia, because this is becoming a major friggin' issue. I don't understand how I could spell this out. I don't even know what language I should tell this in, because obviously no one's understanding this in English. I don't. You guys, the guys in the comments know what's going on here, right? But I'm talking about the masses, right? See, we don't have Low Roller Scratcher anymore in the comments. He's been making a lot of money off Bitcoin, and we lost him. He's making a lot of money.
You're talking about all men.
All right, let's see if we can get someone else to come on the show and make a call and get somebody else on the show. Who else we got here? Let me see if I get them a Chronicle. I know he's busy, but see if my Chronicle picks up. Nah, he's busy too. Everybody's barbecuing, enjoying. I guess might as well enjoy it while it lasts. I guess people should enjoy it while it lasts. Oh, Mitch is there. Let me call Mitch. I wonder if he's still in the comments. Let's see if Mitch picks up the phone. Out in Oregon, maybe he may have something for us. I don't know, man.
Hey, Mike.
Yo, Mitch, what's going on, man?
Not much. Long time no hear.
You're talking about
Yeah, I know. Sorry about that.
all men.
What the hell is going on, dude? I mean, is this normal, or people are just accepting the fact that you have to pay 0 bedrooms and 0 baths for $1 million? Like, what's going on? Am I just severely delusional, and this is what it is, and this is how it's got to be?
Well, right when your show started, I was watching a new release on YouTube, a vlogger that is claiming, he's reading an article, that hedge funds are buying homes. There's, Mike, I don't know how it is in Canada and Australia and New Zealand and England, but in the United States, there are about 50 million people living in apartments and houses and condos that aren't paying their rent. Some are going out and buying new cars on with 7 or 8 year loans. Now, if you give these mortgage forbearances and you give moratoriums on rents, and you hand out stimulus checks, and you hand out federal unemployment checks on top of state checks, and you give stimulus checks to the kids and stimulus checks to people who don't need them. They're not means tested except for maybe upper level income earners. If you do all this stuff out of all this free money, of course you're going to see all this, and you're printing trillions of dollars on top of that. You're going to see this type of abnormality, which is extraordinarily unhealthy, where you get these rising cryptos, rising stock markets with unbelievable evaluations, with house prices, hundreds of people bidding on one junky house for $1 million. Are you kidding?
There's no bedrooms and no bathrooms.
Yeah, $1,050,000. We keep forgetting to say 50,000, as if 50,000 is nothing. It was $1,050,000, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was listed for $1 million. It sold for $1,050,000.
Yeah. Well, I probably bought 10 properties for under 50,000, but that was a few years ago.
Yeah.
But there are still. I've been searching, in Arizona, New Mexico, Missouri, and parts of Tennessee, Kentucky, Alabama, Georgia. There's
Alabama's out of control right now. The median price went up to $199,000 for a home in Alabama right now.
Well,
and that's high.
That might be some of the cities, but when you get out in the countryside, there's places that are practically free. Now, I want to change the subject because I watched a really good interview with Mark Faber. I watch all the interviews with him, but this was a particularly good interview by a guy who was hosting him that I had never heard before, but the content was outstanding. But Mark Faber was talking about the Chinese. And, he grew up in the 50s and 60s in Switzerland. And, he in the 70s and 80s, I think he said he went to Czechoslovakia when it was under communism, and he went to Russia. And, you had Lenin, and then Stalin, and then Khrushchev, and then Brezhnev, and Andropov, and the guy with the funny thing on his head. Anyway, when it was under communism, when China was under Mao and Russia was, the Soviet Union was under Stalin, communism was basically just everybody was poor. There was a few people at the top that had their dachas and their fine brandies and all that stuff, but basically the whole country was poor. So the type of communism that they're practicing now in China is not really true communism. It is a form of, it's a controlled system that's a one-party system, but there's actually a fair amount of economic freedom for Chinese compared to in the West, where we're being regulated and taxed to death.
Right.
That's the way I understand it from objective as I can be. But what Mark said was in the West, he was talking about the United States, but in the West in general, I could interpret that he said that the upper level of the Chinese Communist Party, he said, are 10 times smarter than the U.S. congressman. Mm-hmm. He said there's a very low bar for congressmen in America. And he said that, the U.S. doesn't have a chance. No matter how you look at it, China is taken over. But they may not, like Papa was saying, the old rich money from England, the Queen and the Vatican and the people that have a lot of gold that they got over the years, they have a lot of power too. So I don't think Chinese has all the power in the world. I'm just saying that they're a growing power. And speaking of England, in South Africa, the Boers discovered a slab of quartz, gold-infested quartz that was about, I think, 30 miles long, and I don't know how deep, but it was that big giant gold mine that they found over there in South Africa in something like 1890 or whatever, and they developed it into they went from 0.3% of the world's gold production to 20 or 30% of the gold production in about 10 years in the late 1800s. And the city of London was going bananas because the South Africa was becoming so rich. So what they did was they started the Boer War, and they sent more troops abroad. England did than they ever did in history, down to South Africa. And the Boers were very tough fighters, and they had these beautiful German Mauser rifles, and they could hit targets at 600 yards just with iron sights. I mean, they knew the country, and they were really tough. They were Dutch and German, very hardy people. But anyway, what I'm getting at, when the England finally subdued the Boers, burnt down their ranches, their farms, imprisoned all of their family members, they had concentration camps for white Boers, and they had for the old women, the old men, the little kids, and the mamas. And they had concentration camps for blacks who they deemed were supporting the Boers, and tens of thousands died in this concentration. This was all done by England for gold. And at the end of the war, the general that was considered the most successful, general, sails back to England, and the Queen of England gave that general $100,000 as a gift for taking over South Africa's gold. Anyway, that's what England was doing, and they still have a lot of that gold. They've got properties and gold all over the world. Mm-hmm. So what Papa was saying may have, I'm sure, has some merit in it. As far as the England, the old royal family and all that, having so much money and power. But I don't know what the hell's going on, Mike. With China. But it's all I know is they're very powerful. They're very smart. They're very hardworking. They're very industrious. They don't feel entitled like we do in the West. They don't have 70% of the Chinese aren't overweight and 42% aren't obese like we are in America. I mean, we're becoming a sick, entitled, unproductive country with corrupt politicians, and we're just going downhill.
Right.
And I'm assuming that there's a lot of the same in Canada, Australia, England, and New Zealand.
Mm-hmm. Well, a lot of people started giving up back in the early 2000s when they realized that in the 2006, 7, and 8, 9, when they started realizing that everything was just going out of control. Because you guys experienced a correction in 07? We didn't. We just kept going up.
Yeah, my last house down in the San Francisco Bay Area, in 2006, an identical model sold for $550,000, and in early 2012. Now this was in 06, so 6 years later, the same house was appraised between $250,000 and $275,000. In other words, it had dropped 50% in value, a humongous hit in value in just 6 years, from 2006 to 2012.
Right. But there was that gap that was created to let the average wage or the average, citizen get in. Citizens are not getting into anything anymore. Citizens are getting into debt, and citizens are in FOMO mode, and the middle class is completely wiped out here in Canada. The middle class with the job losses, like the good news is during this entire pandemic, you could get on a plane and go to China, no problem. But you couldn't get on a plane and go to Florida. You couldn't get on a plane and go to Mexico. You couldn't get on a plane and go anywhere but China. And it's I don't know why we're allowing our country is turning into this no bed, no bath, $1 million. Bungalow, Toronto real estate market listed, $3 million. Hong Kong residents transfer billions to Canada as China clamps down. So this other article here actually explains it. 43.6 billion transferred from Hong Kong to Canada in 2020. Remember, Mitch, there's only 35 million people in Canada. When you bring in $43.6 billion in 1 year, of course our housing market went red hot during the pandemic, right?
And Mike, how does in Australia they have when you buy a new house or condo, or whatever, you pay stamp duty, right? It's like 4.5% of the price, and then you do not have the massive ongoing property tax.
No, in Canada we have property tax. Canada, we're in that. We get taxed.
Mike, did I tell you on the show before that right after my daughter was born in 1990, her father, my wife's father, was a North Dakota wheat farmer up near the Canadian border, and we were going to take our daughter back in September. My daughter was born in July of 1990. In September, we were going to go back to North Dakota, but I wanted to go up and see Canada a little bit. So I wanted to go straight up and cross on the Washington border and go up and then across over and then drop back down in North Dakota. And then the couple, the local postmaster and his wife, she was Japanese, and anyway, they owned the liquor store there in the little town I lived in Oregon, just south of here. And I went in there, and they had just got back from Canada, and they told me how much booze was, how much cigarettes was, and how much gasoline was in Canada. And as soon as they told me, I scratched the whole trip to Canada.
Oh yeah, Canada. We make no money here, okay, and everything's expensive.
That was 30 years ago, Mike. Imagine how much worse it is now.
Woo! Dude, again, let's go back. Let's go back to scratch. Back to scratch. Here we go. Back to scratch. Here, let's put it full screen. No bed, no bath. Scarborough house sells for over $1 million. Scarborough would be equivalent to like Compton or Harlem.
Shoo! Man.
No bed, no bath.
Mike, how much would property tax be on a?
Oh, on this house,
Yeah.
you're probably looking at $8,000 a year.
Yeah, it would probably be 12 or 13 to start here, U.S. dollars for $1 million house. That would be to start.
Yeah, but that's $1 million house in the States. That's a different house, dude. You buy $1 million house in Florida, you have a house with like an eagle's nest on top of your roof for the sniper to sit on. You know what I'm saying?
Mike, you can even today with these run up in prices for $500,000 or $600,000, you can buy 10 acres and a beautiful log home on a lake here in Oregon. I mean, for half the price of that house. Well, U.S. dollars, what is that? 700 and something thousand.
770, 745.
Yeah, for much less than that in Oregon, depending on where you buy it, you can buy a beautiful custom log home on 10 acres full of marketable timber with a creek frontage or lake view or whatever. No problem. For less money than that. I mean, a beautiful, like a bonanza type of spread.
I know.
Even now, with the price is doubling the last couple of years here.
Well, I've been saying, California, I made the video. It's there from the second that Biden was selected. That day I made that video saying, say hello to California, goodbye Taiwan, and housing is going to double in most parts from 40 to 100% in most parts of America within the next 1 year. And everything's been coming to light. Everything's coming to truth.
I also heard a report that in New York City, only 14% of the office space, not the retail, the commercial buildings, only 14% are occupied. I mean, can you believe that? Only 14%, and I believe it's the same thing in San Francisco. There's empty skyscrapers.
The entire
everywhere.
empty skyscrapers. Toronto's got quite a few empty skyscrapers, and I know Vancouver, there's so many empty skyscrapers. You know which ones, the ones that are empty in Vancouver are the ones where if you wanted to inquire to buy the condo, you had to go to China to apply and pay for it there. You couldn't buy it in Canada.
Yeah, well, that's Canada has such a small population. It doesn't take much to seriously affect.
Well, if they keep deporting Portuguese families, I mean, like they keep deporting Portuguese families, and we're over 100,000 families deported now back to Portugal from Canada, right? So. I don't know what they're trying to do. If they're trying to grow the population, but you want to get rid of some people, it doesn't make any sense.
Mike, I grew up in a town with Portuguese. I mean, there was probably more Portuguese in my hometown than any place. I mean, there's Silvas and Lemus. I mean, there was every year I used to go to the sopas, the sopas,
Mm-hmm.
and the local Portuguese ranchers would donate lamb. And they would make the sopas from that and all the bread and everything. And it was free. The whole town could attend. They would let, you fall in line and go into the dining hall. And matter of fact, I went down there in 2014 with my brother who passed away. And we went to our final sopas together. And they have the chamberita, we'd dance and guys would get drunk and fight and everything. And then they had the Portuguese, it was procession with the Portuguese queen. It was the parade every year, Portuguese parade. And my hometown only had like 6,000 people, just like Merritt when I grew up. And they still have the Portuguese festival, the chamberita, the sopas, and everything else every year. And many towns around there had a real high population of Portuguese. And we considered growing up, me as an Irishman, Englishman, and there was Swedes and there was Greeks but we considered the Portuguese. We called them Portuguese, kind of like to rib them a little bit, and they called themselves Portuguese. But we considered them just like no difference. You know what I mean? They were just we didn't have the slightest bit. Well, there was a little bit of prejudice against blacks. We had quite a few Mexicans. We weren't really. It's just I think we had a little bit of prejudice against blacks. Other than that, and it wasn't bad where I lived in Northern California. But we didn't really have much prejudice at all when I grew up, and which was nice.
Nor did I growing up. Nor did I. This started happening because the news started making it happen. The news with the shooting here, and the police did this, and the police did that, and they're attacking specific people, and it's destroyed the fabric of America. It's crippled and destroyed Canada.
The news?
The media has crippled, destroyed the mindset of people.
There isn't any media. They're just they're all deceptive and liars, and they have agendas, and there's just no. And that, I think that is frustrating to most people, probably more than anything, is the lies and being deplatformed and defunded, and you lose your job if you say the wrong thing, you can lose your job now. If you stand up for the truth, you can lose your job. And if you stand up for the truth, you can be deplatformed from a business that you spent 10 years building, like I know that you know.
So Amy Mello saying, I'm Portuguese. My grandma growing up in San Francisco wasn't allowed at the public pool on White People Day, only on Minority Day.
Well, I have no doubt that happened, but that was probably in the 20s or 30s or maybe the 40s, but it was never like that when I grew up.
I know, Mitch. I know, Mitch. Don't worry. All right, Mitch, I'm going to wind the show down. I'm going to let you go. I'm going to go over some of the articles we went over tonight, and let me know what you comment. Continue in the comments there. We'll talk
All
later,
right.
okay?
Okay, cool.
God bless
Take
you.
care.
Bye.
God bless you.
That's Mitch Madden. We got John Ming says the Portuguese were always picked on in Toronto. Oh yeah, I would go for a job interview. You're Portuguese. You're Portuguese. We're not hiring your kind here. They would refer me to other companies where they will be hiring my kind. The police pull me over. Are you Portuguese? Where are you going? Are you Portuguese? Yeah. So, but then why am I bringing this up in a housing show? Because of this. We've sold ourselves out, and now we can get a no bedroom, no bath for $1 million. $3 million for a bungalow in Toronto. You could still buy a mansion in the States for $299. Hong Kong brought in 42, what was it? Tens of billion, $43.6 billion. And in 2020, Hong Kong brought in $43.6 billion in 2020 alone, and that's why we never saw a housing correction. And they needed to port more Portuguese. And Canada's property bubble is so large that a soft landing could take 19 years. Majority of Canadians believe home prices are only going to go up. Most will never own. And Canada says property bubble not great for locals, but great for foreign investors. Don't care about Elon Musk. Ton of bidding wars going on in North Texas housing market in high gear. And Republican House leader doubles down on Bitcoin as counter to China. A victim loses $350,000 in Bitcoin fraud, but they never talk about the guy that made $350,000 and got himself out of corruption. Got himself out of being poor, I guess. Alabama's tops national for affordable housing. Look, this is the one I want to. Alabama's housing inventory reaches record low in February. The median house in Alabama now is sitting at $191,000. That is crazy for a house in Alabama. Holy $191,000. And report says return of foreign buyers immigration could shift Vancouver housing market into hyperdrive. That's it right there, guys, in a nutshell. I don't know what to say anymore. I don't even know what to say about the topic anymore. It is what it is. And I'm looking forward. Next week we're going to have a show. And it's going to be very interesting to kind of see where things go from there. Every week is almost like there's a new piece added to the puzzle. So here's a little channel plug. Guys, don't forget to set your reminders for next week. We got Heisa Says coming in on Saturday. There it is, Heisa Says. We're going to find out what's going on in Australia. And if you guys want to please set your reminders for that for Mike in the Night. We got Gary Madero's in the house saying he missed my call. No problem, buddy. I just wanted him to comment on the 0 bedroom, 0 baths for $1 million in Scarborough. There it is right there, guys. Buy something on Teespring. Do not follow me on Facebook. I have 114,000 followers and only 3 people see my posts. Facebook is garbage. There's no point. Look at that, 114K. You could get all the politicians in your area, and I still have more people following me than all the politicians in your area that no one gives a rat's penis about. Let's keep moving on here. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram. If you'd like, you could message me on there. There's actually get the messages on Instagram if you want to message me on Instagram. And guys, artbydano.com, not your typical art. And our music was brought to us, our beautiful music was brought to us by Ralphie.co.New Zealand. Good old Ralphie. I didn't see him in the comments today. Hope he's doing well there in New Zealand. I know the weather's, well, I don't know, it's going into winter now there, but here it's like 25 degrees outside, so I might go out for a spin in the Corvette to kind of cool down. I'm just really down right now, guys. I've been really down the whole, Steve, go to the back, Steve the Plumbers in the comments. Go back to the beginning. You too, Gary. Guys, go back to the beginning of the show. It's actually a good show. I do kind of create a bit of sarcasm in it, but I don't even know how to address anything anymore going forward. I don't even know what to tell people. And it's not even about giving people advice. It's about, like, how do we accept what is happening and not really have anything to say about it. And that's the situation we're in right now, guys. And Craig Cook is saying, I feel you, Mike. It's good that a lot of people there, a lot of people out there. I hope Craig's doing okay in New Zealand. Hopefully we can get Steve on the show again. Maybe next week we can get him back on the show. But guys, don't forget to set your reminders for Mike in the Night. Hopefully we have a good showing out there. Someone's saying I need to watch Dumb and Dumber. Guaranteed smile and laugh. Yeah, initiated. Great Awakening. Mike is awakening. Red Pill. Lord Humongous say, Mike, why you down? I'm not down. I'm just, I don't know. I it's like, it's so hard to get your message out there. I'm not asking for anything. I just want people to be aware that their kids and grandkids, if they could afford to have them, won't be able to be. They're losing 3-0. Your 6-year-old and your 5-year-old is already losing 3-0 in the soccer match, and it hasn't started. They're losing 3-0, and they still haven't started the match yet. How are they going to catch up and even tie the game? Kiwi fell in the house. Alan Howick, Lenny Poo in the house. Adrian T in the house. Mitch Madden in the house. Globetrotter Mike in the house. Craig Cook in the house. We're getting everybody in the house. I want to thank everybody for coming on Commonwealth for Common Folks. You ain't seen nothing yet, folks, and we'll be covering it here slowly but surely as time goes by. We'll be figuring it out here on Commonwealth for Common Folks. Record job losses, record unemployment.
Commonwealth for common people.
Woo! Woo!
Going against the wolves of hell. We're Commonwealth for common people. Through community, Mike Martin.
Bart Jenkins in the house.
Throw our enemies.
Bartholomew.
Through knowledge,
Margie O, Gino in the house. Papa Pist in the house. Lord Humongous in the house. Maria Gee, Grindhouse Cartoons, that's Dan O in the house. The Raven.
When we were expecting white and pearly gates. With Mike, we tell our stories, share our trades, in housing, in stocks, and all the things that we all make.
Blunt News, I need to get you on Mike of the Night. Where are you? Art and Soul saying, Mike, your shows are the best. Thank you. All right, guys. Mike Martin's here. Thanks for watching.